Yeah, eventually I will interview him, but that's another discussion. Now, I love the way you mix your vocals. It's very, like, demonic. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I dig it. And it's inspirational to me whenever I mix my vocals. I usually think of, man, I want to make this shit fucking, like demonic and shit.
yeah.
And how'd you figure that out? Like, when did you finally figure out how you like to mix your vocals?
It's like I said, like I used to be into like a lot of boom bap shit back in the day, and I used to produce a lot too, like on the side and shit. And so I listened to a rapper producer. His name's Madlib, but he also has like alias named Quasimodo.
Oh,
And
yeah, no.
yeah, yeah, and he always pitched his voice up and shit. And this one time, well, one of the first tracks that I made, like I was like, I'm gonna just experiment with my vocals and just kind of like just fuck with them or whatever. Because at the time, I didn't want no one seeing my face, like, so I had this whole theory behind like showing your face and rapping. And I decided to just tweak my vocals a little bit, and I started hearing like other motherfuckers do it, like Evil Pimp and shit, with his whole Stanman persona and shit, and that shit just sounded tight to me, so I just kept doing it, and just like kind of like trying to find my own like vocal presence and music and shit. But nowadays, like I just don't give a fuck about it. Like I'll use my regular vocals, you know what I mean? If they sound good over the beat, it just depends on like the actual um like the melody and shit, you know what I mean? If the beat is too hard, you know what I mean? If it's really like aggressive, then I'll pitch my vocals. If it's not too aggressive, then I'll just leave my vocals alone. Fuck with them a little bit, but
Sometimes it requires 5 layers. Sometimes it requires one. If you get that
yeah, yeah.
one right, you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah, because
mean.
I call it the Freddie Dread method, the Freddie Dread method. This motherfucker does three verses and he just stacks them up on top. And ever since he showed me that, I started doing that shit too. And
Yeah,
you just tweak them one by one and shit to this point where like the two doubles wrap around the main vocal, like kind of like create one. You feel me?
yeah. Like I don't really hear a lot of ad libs in his like things. You can tell it's like the way he does his vocals is very like consistent, and like there's no
Yeah,
like, hey, yeah, in the background or like slurring of the words. Like it's the complete
yeah, yeah.
opposite of how like an artist like Black Cray would do it. Cause like Black Cray does like 10 layers, and you can
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
that
like
he.
Black Craze on some crazy shit, like
But
for
it,
sure, man. I mean, I fuck
yeah.
with it hard, honestly. I fuck with it. Like it's his own style and shit. Like even his girl and shit. What's her name? Is it Booty Chain or some shit like that?
I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah. I think he got a girl named Booty Chain. I'm probably tripping, but she be doing the same shit. She be adding like some dope ass like little like ad libs and shit. Um,
yeah.
yeah,
I've been getting
for
into
the
like adding ad libs to my shit, but it's like it's fucking hard because like if it just sounds dumb, then I just don't put it in.
it really depends on the person you are. You know what I mean? Like if you're comfortable with yourself and you like feel confident to do that type of shit, then do it. You know what I mean? But with me, I'm like, I don't need that bullshit. So,
You're straight to the point.
yeah, 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 yeah. Especially like where I fuck up with my music most of the time, bro, is that I make such aggressive beats that half the time you don't even know what the fuck I'm saying until like you
Yeah.
read some fucking lyrics. You feel me? And that's kind of my like my demise in that shit. Cause low key I be like not spitting bars, but I be spitting movies and shit. Like you know what I mean? Like some like Steven Spielberg type shit where it'll be like, what the fuck did he just say? Like type shit, you know? So it's like
Yeah.
that's kind of where I fuck up, but it's fine.